everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Hexath'locke. As always, I'm your host, Tortimer the Gray. And today last episode actually, we made it to Lily Cove City here, which has a wide variety of interesting things for us to play around with, so that'll be cool. It's actually a very picturesque city. What is this thing? No idea. Very picturesque here on the coast, and it's got a lot of interesting stuff to do, so pretty excited about today's episode. We get to start out with a rival battle here, and let's see, rivals usually lead off with flyers, so we'll put Thor out. She bought a bunch of polka dolls. But yeah, so we're gonna take on May here, and then we're gonna, sweep through the department store, get anything we might need for our journey going forward. And then we've also got within reach the Safari Zone and Mount Pryor. So we may get into both of those today as well. I really kind of had to pull myself away from what I was working on this morning to get to the point of recording an episode for next week. Because I really just, the last couple of days or so, have kind of gotten into, this competitive battling stuff. And I've mentioned before that I am not a competitive battler. And you guys can probably tell from my fighting style that I would do very badly in competitive battling. Which is, probably true. Would be a good assumption. But I've actually, about a week ago, my brother sends me a text or a message of some sort, and he tells me how he's got a desire, he wants to take me on in a Little Cup match. I didn't even know what a Little Cup match was. I mean, I'd heard of it, I didn't know what that entailed at all. And because really, I mean, I'm not bad at competitive battling, that's not why I'm not much of a competitive battler. It's just that I've just never gotten into it. I don't know anything about it. So, I was like, okay, and I went and read up on, basically Little Cup battling and what that entailed and what the rules were and all that. And I started just kind of trying to piece together a team of people that I liked and things like that. And, so I did that, and I've done a couple of iterations of teams now, kind of moving people around. The first one I started, I had a Turtwig and Squirtle are some of my favorite Pokemon. Let me take a quick look here. I know for a fact there's a vending machine on top of this building, so I'm not going to waste money on potions. So Turtwig and Squirtle are my favorite Pokemon. Some of my favorite Pokemon, at least. And I wish that this would tell me how many I've got in the bag. But that's okay. But anyway, so I originally had them on my team, and I went to Smogon, and I got, competitive movesets for them and stuff, but, in reality, they just are not that good. And so I had to rotate them off, and she's going to be Proteins, not spending money on that yet. But yeah, so, I put a bunch of Pokemon that I liked, and some competitive ones, and so I've kind of rotated them around, and I've got a team of Pokemon that I both like. Pretty sure these people are... yeah, stuff for secret bases. So, what was I saying? So yeah, I've got a team of Pokemon that I both like and are viable competitively. I decided I wasn't going to use any Pokemon that I despise, just because they're competitive. So yeah, I've been doing that. And that's actually been a lot of fun. I've been hanging out on Pokemon Show... well, I started on Pokemon Online, but they've actually... I built my team using Smogon's information, and Pokemon Online actually has their own set of information that they use, so like their ban list for the Little Cup tier is different than what Smogon uses. And so I decided that I was going to skip that, because I don't know, I decided to try Pokemon Showdown, I guess, because that's the one that Smogon uses for their battling. Oh, powder fresh water. That's the one Smogon uses for their battling. He's like, okay, well, I'll try this one out. I'm not that invested in Pokemon Online at the moment. So I went over there, and yeah, that's been a lot of fun. It seems to be... it's quicker and easier to get a Little Cup battle. There seems to be more people over there who are doing that, whereas there wasn't that many over at Pokemon Online. But yeah, that's been a lot of fun. So, pretty excited to do that, and I may even, obviously I think I'll probably branch out into other tiers and stuff at some point, but I'm kind of really enjoying what I'm doing right now with that. and Pokemon Showdown makes it so well, both of them make it pretty easy. You know, one of the things I think that it always turned me off on bottle soda pop. That it always turned me off on competitive battling was the ideas of IV and EVs and doing all that grinding and, you know, doing a bunch of eggs, and that just, the thought of it bores me. And so, but this makes it real easy. You just kind of go in and create them. It's just a simulator, so you're not like catching them or anything. You just kind of go in and create the Pokemon and do the battles and make changes, and it's actually a lot of fun. I think that, you know, if I keep doing this and it keeps being fun, I might start recording a couple of these battles and just putting them up for, you know, a couple battles a week or something, if you guys would be interested in seeing them. And I don't know, I think that'd be fun. So yeah, let's let me see here. What do we got? Toadette's kind of low leveled, and I want Zuko getting some levels here too, because I want him to evolve this episode if we can help it. But yeah, this is a nice little picturesque town. I've already said that, I guess. Okay, yes, I did. I don't know. We're gonna get to the Magma Grunts in a minute. Let's head out here. And we forfeited this route. Let's see what we've got here. We'll do a Mach Punch. Oh, come on, Toadette. Really? Hit him. There we go. But yeah, so we're going to go over to the Safari Zone. We'll clean out some of the trainers we skirted by last time. We were kind of just desperate to get out of here last time. Because it had been kind of a long episode. I had to cut a ton out of last episode. I had done a bunch of speed-up sections, and then I was still at like 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, whoops. Oh, bag is full. That's why we don't buy one of an item. Carbos. Alright, and actually, let's quickly run back before we get going here. I'm going to put this stuff in my PC box, because this bag is tiny. I'm not even like, I've already got some stuff here in the bag, or in the box, and I'm not carrying around that much stuff that, you know, I wouldn't think that I'll be using on a regular basis. Some of these elixirs and ethers and stuff, I'm going to save those, I know, for the Elite Four, so I can put some of that stuff away, but so some of these status items, I'll save those for, you know, the final team. Alright, there we go. That'll give us some room. But yeah, so as with Kanto, we're about to head into the Safari Zone, so I'll go over these just one more time. As with Kanto, we're going to do only one catch in the Safari Zone. And really, I took a quick peek ahead, and there's not a whole lot in the Safari... Woo! I had a girl Toadette. There's not a whole lot in the Safari Zone that I'm actually that excited by. I will catch something because I've been getting, as I mentioned, as we talked about last episode, been getting a little slack with that. You know, just kind of killing things that I don't really want, or just not paying attention or whatever. And some people have been commenting on that, and I said I would do better, so I'm going to try and do better. So we've got a couple of catches this episode that we're going to go on, but really in the Safari Zone here, chances are we're going to get an Oddish or something. And really, the only thing I really would like in here is a Heracross. I love Heracross. He's one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon of all time, I think. And there's a 5% chance of getting him in the northwest corner. And I don't think... We've got the wrong bike, is the problem. And I didn't really want to go all the way back for it, because there's really not a chance, you know, a good enough chance that we're going to get him anyway. So I'm thinking we'll try and head over... Well, let's just do it right here. Why not? No reason to waste a bunch of time wandering around. Let's see what we get. And we get an Oddish. So we'll catch this Oddish. Really, you know, we don't need another fighting Pokemon, but I love Heracross so much that I would have been thrilled to bring him onto the team. What am I going to name this thing? I'm going to name it... It's a weed. Alright. Okay. So let's... Well, let's walk out. Let's see if we can find any interesting Pokemon on our way out here. Rhyhorn, that would have been cool. Oh, no. B. There we go. Run. We're not allowed to catch any more Pokemon in here. Rhyhorn might have been cool. Let's see if we can find our way out. But yeah. Gosh, I don't know if you guys have noticed in some of these episodes, but I get loud audio spikes, and I'm not sure with this new Camtasia recording package, it's really sensitive, I guess. Alright, and this is taking too long. We're not finding a way out, and I want to just retire. So we got our Oddish. Let's head on. We're gonna head on to Mount Prior. Take care of that stuff today, too. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed. You probably have, because it kind of crackles a little bit when it happens. But when I'm editing, I'm noticing that there's constant loud audio spikes. I don't know if I'm leaning too close to my mic now because I've got a better recording package that they're able to pick it up. But and actually, this is a new catch. So let's do this. Or wait, is this a? I think this is a new catch. I think so. I'm going to operate under the assumption that we made it to Mount Prior. I was talking and I really was not paying attention. So let's catch this and hope. If it's not a catch, if it's an illegal catch, we'll just release it. So we've got a little female ghost. Because you can never have too many Zelda references. We're gonna do that. Pose. Yes, we made it to Mount Prior. Let's quickly just, because I don't think we got anything here. I hope I didn't kill the catch again. Alright, we're also going to catch this. Or not. Okay, well, guess not. I at least realized it was a catch and killed it. I don't think that's better, but, alright. I'm going to put Zuko up front because I want him to evolve this episode. He's overdue. But actually, before we do that, Mount Prior is the Lavender Tower equivalent in the Hoenn region, which means that these are annoying. Alright. I'm in the middle of some Deuce Clubs. So, we have come to pay our respects to our fallen comrades. We had somebody fall just last episode or the episode before, and so this is pretty timely, but I want to take a moment of silence to remember our fallen comrades from our Hexath'locke so far. Thank you, each and every one of you, you sweet, sweet children, for giving your lives to this challenge. We will never forget. Alrighty. So let's head up here. We will do some trainer battles and some wild encounters, and I think... Are the magma people... Are they in here, or are they outside? Did I have to go outside to meet them? We'll see. Let's see, where are we at time-wise? I'm actually going to speed up through most of this because I don't think anything super interesting is going to happen. And if it does, I will slow down and catch back up with you guys. Alright, see you in a second. Alrighty. Couple close calls in there. You guys are probably screaming at the screen, watching as I put Zuko up against Kadabras and Krillias and... Sorry, guys. Yeah. So, this is the same area as inside, I believe, according to, you know, Poke Earth and stuff. I don't think this is considered a separate area. And if it isn't a separate area, then that encounter didn't really count, because we already have a Deuce Claws. Yeah, it's the same area, though. So, we don't have any more catches out here. But what I think we do have... Ooh, a Meta-type might have been good. That might have been good. But what we do have, I think, is... stop protecting yourself. I believe we've got some plot. Aren't there some aggro people up here? Aren't they stealing the orbs or something? So we've got some plot battles out here, which that'll be fun. Kind of get that stuff rolling. There really hasn't been a whole lot of plot in the game so far. And I know there's some hidden items up here. We're probably not going to find them all. I'll just tell you that right now. There we go. Alright. But yeah, so, I mean, since, like, Mount Chimney or whatever, we really haven't had much plot. In fact, I'll come back and look for those on my own. But let's see. We've got Zuko out front. Really, my goal for this episode is for him to evolve. So we're going to go ahead and just let him do that. He's been a Combuskin since, like, episode 2 or 3. It's time for him to evolve. So we're gonna push him to that today. Of course, Zubats isn't going to do a ton towards that cause, but hopefully these guys end up having something better. And stop using Wing Attack, Zubat. What are you doing? Alright. We're not getting enough experience off that anyway. Serenity, eat this bat for dinner. Bam! Alright, here we go. You'd think they'd spend like 5 minutes and steal some decent Pokemon for their grunts. I mean, what do you really expect them to accomplish with nothing but Zubats? I mean, that kid had a team of Zubats. That's what he had. That's all he had, Zubats. Well, I mean, as an employer, I feel like his failure is more your fault than anything. But I digress. Alright. Double kick in the face. Oh, no, I did want to switch there, because I don't want to get magnituded or something. Numel is getting pumped. Do you even lift, bro? Alright. Leo's actually could use some super potion action. Alright, here we are. Oh, and then we've got a maxi battle. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Zuko's... He's so close. I want him to be a Blaziken before this next battle. Can we make that happen? Yes! I think 36 is the level we need. So we will start spreading the wealth a little bit, because everybody else is a couple of levels lower than him now. But it is past time for our starter to evolve. There we go. Zuko is evolving! Woo! Awesome. Blaziken. I am excited. Blaze Kick. There we go. Wanted that too. We gotta keep Zuko alive. And I'll tell you why. We've got to keep Zuko alive because with the new Mega Evolution reveal, you know, last couple weeks, there is a Mega Blaziken. And once I get the event Torchic that has the item needed, we could potentially, if Kalos, whatever, if Gen 6 ends up being our 6th generation, or our 6th game, now, chances are it won't be, but just in case, and I say chances are it won't be because they don't even have, we don't even have a Maxi Battle. That's sad. So we have to take the blue, or the red orb. I thought we were going to have a boss battle here for a second. No, I don't want to hear a long tail. Thank you, though. But yeah, so I say probably that will not be our 6th, only because at this point there is not an emulator for the 6th generation. And unless I can get a... Well, even if I can get a recording card for the 6th, for my DS, which the only ones I've seen have been really expensive and out of stock, so they're not really options for the 3DS. But so anyway, it's looking like probably that's not going to happen. So chances are we'll be playing Black and White 2 as our 6th game. But if we do, by some miracle, end up playing the 6th gen for our 6th game, then we will... we want to keep Zuko alive so he can become Mega Blaziken, because that will just be too cool for school. Oh, I'm excited. Very excited. Blaziken is awesome. Let us... I think we're going to wrap it up here for this episode, but let's do a quick battle just so we can see Blaziken in action. Boom. There we go. Alright. That's all I wanted. I'm a happy tortoise. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. As always, I've been your host, Tortimer the Grey. Please, it helps me a lot if you guys leave comments and likes and favorites and things like that, so if you feel so inclined, please do so, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.